Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Sometimes I feel like whenever I watch this show, it's kind of like watching a comedy. A really poor written comedy, but a comedy. Because I found it very hard towards the end when Finn was trying to get up and he was like, no, I want to see Steffi. I'm going to see her today. I want to see her right now. And I'm just like, what? The hell am I watching at this point? You got Mike that is so simping hard for Sheila that he literally tells Finn, there's something about her. I don't know if it's her eyes or something like that, but she just captivates me and everything. And of course, Finn's Snitchy trying to work him like, yo, listen, she's gonna get caught. When she gets caught, you're gonna get caught. Or you could be the hero of the story. You can be the one that saves me. Because something's going to wind up happening. Okay, there's no two ways about it. He does talk about his history with her, it's complicated and everything. Blah 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 blah. He's simping for her hard. Um, now when 1 second. Now when Sheila came back from taking a shower, Mike was like, all right, well, I gotta go to work or whatever, and I don't want to look too suspect or whatever. So he goes to work, and Sheila was like, what was y'all two talking about? And she kind of realizes that Finn is that they're trying to flip him, and before then, you know, Mike was not there trying to plead her case. Oh, she could have ran at any point in time, but she didn't. She came back to save you, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, are we forgetting the part where she actually, you know what? He doesn't know about it, so I'm not even gonna go there. But it's just amazing. He's not there talking about, oh, well, she stayed to save you and stuff like that. I was like, there was a perfectly good doctor in the room that was not there doing that before Sheila decided to, um, you know, f everything up. So I don't know what the hell he's just going on and on and on about. But again, he's simping, and when you're simping for somebody, you don't use logic or common sense or, well, pretty much anything else except for your wallet. Let's just be real. Mike is heading to work, and like I said before, with Finn and his overacting and moving around like it's a damn zombie. And the thing is, like the monitor kept going off. I don't know if it was his heart or whatever, but it kept going faster and faster and faster. Now at this point, I thought he was going to collapse. Okay, I seriously thought he was going to collapse. Um, but Finn's tired of playing games. He's tired of playing the long game or whatever. He's like, you're crazy. I want to see my family. He pushes Sheila back, and he tries to, he starts to get out the bed and start trying to walk. And I'm just like, yeah, let's see exactly how far he's going to get before he either falls because he's too weak, or Sheila guides him to the ground. Okay, let's just be honest. You got Reg, Brooke, Hope, and Liam, and they're talking about Sheila, of course. And they get Baker over there, and they start talking about last name is Guthrie, I think, or Gardner, or something with a G. It's weird because it's like I'll hear it and then I remember it, and then after it's over, it's just I remember Mike. But yeah, it started to jog her memory, and she was like, "Yeah, I used to work at Forrester Creations, a security guard." So they're talking to Baker, and they're like, "How did he become a security guard there? You know, with his history?" And Baker's like, "Oh, I don't know, but we're gonna have to sit there and find out." And I guess because he was such a model, um, employee. I mean, of course he's a model employee. He wasn't sitting there simping on anyone. But because he's such a model employee, it didn't really give them suspicious. It didn't really give them cause to be like, hmm, yeah, it's a little kind of weird, you know? Like, like they didn't give him any cause to sit there and suspect him as far as Sheila breaking out, which is odd because when she broke out, it was during his watch. You would honestly think that there would be a little bit more eyes, a little bit more investigation, or something. But of course, this is a soap opera, and we don't worry about things like logic and common sense, or pretty much anything else for that matter. So they didn't, but they do decide to go down there and question them. Liam and Hope stay back, and well, they don't really do anything at that point. But Mike is kind of late, and I guess the supervisor's like, hey, before you get started, some folks want to talk to you. He's like, oh, okay. He goes in there, and he sees Ridge, Brooke, and Baker. And Baker's like, hey, listen, we got some questions for you. So this should be interesting. By interesting, I want to see how long it takes before he cracks. I seriously want to see how long he takes before he cracks. I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of just sitting here for like the last minute and being like, wait, is that it? Is that all that really happened? Because when you think about it, usually, even in this soap opera, they show like three stories. Um, but it's like they combine Hope, Liam, Brooke, and Riz together. So it wasn't even like they were doing the wrong thing. They were just all in one room talking about Sheila. And then in the end, well, Brooke, Ridge, and Baker went to go see Sheila. I mean, went to go see Mike. And the only other storyline was, well, Sheila, Mike, and Finn. And I already talked about that. I don't really think that I actually missed too much of anything. I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, why are they so paper thin? Uh, but honestly, to tell you the truth, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Sometimes I sit there and wonder because there's another reviewer, and I think her name is Jessica or something, and sometimes she does these really short reviews where they're like 3 to 4 minutes long, and I'm just like, and it's not like I'm just trying to judge, but I'm like, I know it's only like 18 minutes, but I gotta imagine it was more stuff to sit there and talk about than 3 4 minutes worth. But as I'm looking at my notes, I'm like, yeah, I don't really have that much. I feel like that's about it. But before I go, I do want to sit there and talk about Y&R for a little bit, just as far as me doing reviews on it, because I've been wanting to do them for a hot minute. Okay, I've been wanting to do Y&R reviews for a hot minute because I missed the show. Hell, every time I see the previews, I want to watch the previews. I start watching a little bit of the show, and I just miss it. I mean, if I look at my catalog of all four soap operas, it's definitely on the bottom, but it does have its interesting moments and it does have its interesting characters at times. I mean, no character has really grabbed me yet, and that's something I'm still looking for. But I'm interested to know what's going on with the show. The thing is, I was thinking about doing it today, but in all reality, I gotta wake up at like 3 o'clock at night. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning, um, for work and everything like that. So I know there's gonna be some days I'm not gonna sit there and be able to do it, but I don't know. I feel like there's some days I actually want to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this week. I'm trying to work on maybe doing it tomorrow. Depends if I have like enough energy to do it after being up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not saying any promises, but like here's the thing. I never want to sit there and do reviews where I was just super inconsistent. You know, like I've seen sometimes Bragg TV, he does like Y&R, B&B, or whatever, and or even days, but then he won't do it for like another 2 or 3 months, you know. And I don't like to do reviews like that. I like to kind of just be committed. But the problem is sometimes, like even last week when I was doing Beyond Salem, it was a lot. It was a lot to sit there and try to do that 5 days a week. And even if I'm not doing it 5 days a week, even if I'm just watching it 5 days, I still feel like it's kind of a lot. Um, but I don't know. I want to sit there and try to find some sort of way that I can get back into doing B&B. I mean, Y&R reviews, even if I just do them every now and then. Just every now and then, just do a couple episodes. Um, because I want to still do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to get to a point where it's like I don't want to promise people consistency and then I can't deliver. This is one of the reasons why I've been thinking about doing a some sort of Patreon or like Ko-fi, you know. But the thing about doing like Patreon or Ko-fi and stuff like that is that you have to be committed to a certain schedule, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. Hell, even my reviews, I feel like they're somewhat inconsistent because I don't know. Some days I may upload my days review first, or my GH review first, or my B&B review first. Maybe at some point my YNR review first. It's not like it's consistent, and I don't like being inconsistent like that. But at least I know I'm inconsistent. I know that I'm consistent enough to do them 5 days a week, and I know with B&B it's only 18 minutes long, so it's not like, oh my goodness, like with YNR there's so many characters, and if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. I want to make sure I have the energy and the motivation to do it. Um, which again is why I've been back and forth as far as doing like Patreon or Ko-fi. But I do feel like I do feel like I want to start doing at least that. One of my good subscribers is they're talking about that, so it is something that I do want to do. I'm probably going to do it on Ko-fi. So every now and then I'm going to be sent to ask some questions as far as because I still have to figure out how that stuff works. So, what kind of cool features, if anyone wants to join my Ko-fi, like what kind of cool features that, anyone want to see me put up on there that I don't necessarily put on, YouTube. Um, yeah. So, with that being said, I was sitting there wondering, like, how am I going to sit there and get it to, like, because I felt like it was like 5 minutes, it was like, well, I guess that's about it. And now it's 12 minutes, but that's because, well, I talked about everything except for soap operas. Somewhat. Or at least this show. But anyway, yeah, so what kind of cool features would anyone want to see as far as doing Ko-Fi? Or maybe even doing Patreon. I know with Patreon, they take out a certain percentage. Ko-Fi, it's, whatever people donate, it goes 100% to the creator. So I'm more leaning on Ko-Fi than anything else. Um, yeah. With that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.